Hey everyone. I was sitting here looking at notes and I didn't even realize. So I guess I'm late. I don't even know how long it's been. Sorry about that. Let's see who we got in here. Hey Teresa, Michael G, Chaos Prepper, Dusty Country Road, Coffee First. Hey Random. Hey Saffron. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Miss Sharon. Yes, please be in live chat. I hope everyone's had a great weekend. Satan Hunter, how are you? Did I say Teresa? Maybe I did. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hey, Snoopy, I'm glad you're here. Right on time? Okay. See, I don't know. I just happened to look up and it said showtime. I thought I was just sitting here. Woman of Spirit, how are you? Huckleberry. Huckleberry and Miss Sharon will take care of everything in there. So, a couple things. Let me just tell you what we've been doing, had going on around here. We're doing, of course, we're doing the springtime. Most of us, I guess depending on where you live, we're doing that springtime rush. You're doing the garden, you're getting the things in. Either you've had your seeds going or you're doing, everyone, we're in the South. So we've been doing things. So we're still, still working full speed at all that, but everything's going well. Everything's doing great. So we've had that. I do want to say, I don't remember how many Sundays it was ago that we were talking about the mole issue. And we had all these different things. I want to come back. What we ended up doing is we bought a windmill. The windmills that you can see out, and I used to see them all the time and thought, oh, they're decoration. They're cute, right? But actually you set them up and they have stakes that go into the ground and it creates this vibration and that keeps the moles away. So we've got that in the garden. It's only been a couple of days we've had it. So I'll keep you posted on that because the moles had went through my garden and tore up some of my pepper plants. And I'm most upset about that. But they seem to be okay. But I will keep y'all posted on how that works because, I'm not going to put like chemicals and different things down. I think I'm missing some people snuck in here. If I have, I'm sorry. Hey, Mark, Colleen, Hillbilly, Homesteader, how are you guys? Glad to see y'all here. And if you have something for me, please put it in all caps. Maybe put KC and then put it in all caps so I can see it, easier. I'd really appreciate it. You're doing, yeah. See, we've been had things going, and we have ice. Like I said before, we switch it up. Some things are containers, some things are in the ground. Like my potatoes are in a potato tower this year, and I'm really loving how that's coming out for that. But I get in that mad rush of spring. We're just busy. So but it's good busy. I love this time of year. Oh yeah. We do have a cat around here. I obviously in unfixed male cat. All my cats are fixed, but they're inside, and it has been spraying around my house lately, and I'm not happy at all about that. So hey, Tiger. You can put spearmint gum in the holes also. Oh, I didn't know about that. I have spearmint, herbs and stuff over there also, but as soon as every day it was a new mound, the long mounds and you step on it just collapses. We've been seeing those everywhere. Potato tower. I have to show, I did one video, I think I showed, or maybe it was pictures or something. So basically what we did is we just took some leftover chicken wire we had, and we did it like in a circle. And then you do layers of straw and dirt and straw and dirt. You kind of do that. And I just took my potato slips had eyes and stuff on them, and you just layer them. So you do like the hay straw, whichever, at minus straw, like straw, and you do your dirt and you put those with the eyes facing out. You just put them kind of along the edges. Then you do another layer. It's like a parfait or something of hay and then dirt. And then you do more potatoes. You keep doing that. And that's what I did. And they're doing great. I did them last year. We did our potatoes in 5-gallon buckets, and they didn't come out. But I have had them come out that way before. Like I said, sometimes something works from one year and doesn't to the next. I don't know what that's about, but I'll put updated stuff in the garden up soon and show that as well. Oh yeah. Sometimes my cats are indoors, but I have a dog that would dig a huge hole and get them out. But the animals are not in my garden area, so that wasn't helpful. Um, what did you say? I did start. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have elderberry in this year, and we have the blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. My raspberries aren't coming back. It doesn't look like. I don't know if they're going to do anything this year. Oh, yeah. My strawberries are flowering, but they haven't done any fruiting yet. But then my daughter's strawberry, she's already getting strawberries off of hers. So see, it's hit and miss. Huge bear and I, yeah, we have a black bear that would come up and eat out of our mulberry bush all the time over here. Gotta be careful of that. Right now, oh, speaking of like big critters, wildlife stuff, I've lost some more birds. Maybe 3 or 4. Huckleberry, help me out. I can't remember. Um, hens, full hens, and what happened is the ones that got went broody. I believe random. I was talking to you about my broody hen, and a possum came in at night and killed them. And so, what do I do when that happens? I go get more chicks because I mean I'm not out like when I lost my whole flock to that fox. Um, I just have to keep that. I just because things like that happen. We don't know. Look, that one time I was, I lost everything, and then I was 6 to 8 months without egg production. So I mean that's part of this. I was pretty upset about it, but that's been going on, and that's not something we usually have a problem with. It's just the difference. You know. Oh yeah, yeah. So we haven't found an exile. We just found these tunnels everywhere, and they're just tearing up everything. I don't know. I'm probably behind on chat. Sorry. That's usually what I do. Potatoes are finicky, but I have I did ours, and because sweet potatoes they don't do like regular potatoes, but my sweet potato slips I just stuck them in the ground and they're doing great. But my russet potatoes they're bratty is what I think it is. Hey, Dark Angel, how are you? So it's busy. Yes. I don't know if our one elder. I called her. I actually have her on a video on stuff I have to edit. Her name was Rita. She was 6 and she was the matriarch and everyone adored her. And she would come in the back door of my house and just sit on the floor. I just adored her. She was my oldest one I had. And she had stopped laying a couple months ago, but she was fine. I mean, she was perfectly healthy, and a possum killed her. And I was most upset about it. As soon as I realized it was her, I was really upset. Yeah, a lot. Oh, yeah. So like different. A lot of people don't. We usually start in March, and then March was really cold here. It was more like how February usually is, and a lot of people lost a lot of things. And I talked about my mulberry bush suffered from that awful as well. Let's see. Has anyone planted potatoes and soil then used grass clippings instead of helium? I haven't, but that would be that'd be interesting to see. My potatoes seem to do better if they're not in the ground, but then my sweet potatoes do better in the ground. But everything really is taken off pretty well so far. I'm pleased. Yesterday I had to go and clip down a bunch of my herbs. They were just growing like crazy, but those just kind of go all year and keep coming all the time. And actually behind me, you can see my dehydrator. I dehydrated a bunch of herbs yesterday and took those out. And so we're just busy doing all the spring stuff and everything. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything before I get into some other things. So, oh, sleeping. I know. I hate my animals. I can't stand it. You know how I am with my animals. I was most upset. I mean, we had a very old Rita. She was the matriarch. I was so upset. But and when things like that happen, we know things happen, and animals, they don't live as long as we do, and different things happen. But because she was so old and sweet, and she was just, everybody around, everybody knew her. Everybody, we've had her so long. Like I said, she was the matriarch, and it was odd because all of the other hens were gathering around when we realized it happened, and they were making this very strange sound we had never heard them make. And they had all been really quiet and were kind of hiding. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. We need to go out there. And they were making this weird sound and kind of circled around, where she was kind of left. And you could tell they were upset. So we went and buried her. Yes, you got to have. Hey, Cherokee. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. That's okay. I think I was about late myself. Asked the other people before you. Yeah, I love my chickens. I love my birds and stuff. I was on the fence earlier on, and I was kind of like, do I want to get more turkeys? Remember my beloved turkeys that got killed last year from the fox? But I go back and forth. I feel like some days I really want turkeys again, and other days I don't, because turkeys are not as hardy as what people think. Like, they're bigger than chicks and everything, but they're not. They can be very fragile as babies and stuff, and when they're younger. But my chickens I love. Oh, I do. I love my. Now, when we had our meat birds, and I showed about all that. I treat even animals that are for meat, we treat them wonderful and we treat them well, but I don't get emotionally attached to them. I don't love and name them and coddle them and stuff like that, like I do my other ones, because I just couldn't be able to take it. Because that is part of this, but I show them, we treat them wonderful and they have a good life, and we always give that respect. But yeah, but as far as other things, I love, oh gosh. Okay. I see the little thing. I must be really behind on chat. Sorry. Sorry, I'm behind. That dehydrator is not even an expensive dehydrator. I actually want another one. I want to think Huckleberry will probably tell you it may have come from just what's that place? Harbor Freight, which I don't even like Harbor Freight anymore, but I think I just picked it up in there. I don't even know what brand it is. It's the one I use for herbs. Like, there's a better one to use for other things. That one you just plug it in and that's it. It doesn't have dials on it. So I wouldn't say it wasn't that much. I've had it for a long time. But oh yeah. Oh gosh, I was so upset. And she was from our oldest from her flock. She was the only one left from her flock, there were golden comets, and golden comets are probably my favorite breed. I love those birds. Just really, really good disposition, good layers. They're really sweet. They're just a good breed. And she was the last one left from that. Those other ones had gotten picked off over time by prey birds. It was staggered. It wasn't a big flock at all. But she just lived through everything. And I was just really shocked that it happened. Constitutional Carpenter, how are you? Sorry, if you've snuck in and I missed you, I'm sorry. And I'm behind on chat. Hey, Stephen, how are you? Good to see everybody. Adriana, how are you? Good to see you. Maybe we could try. Now, traded duck. My duck, Pickles. A lot of y'all have seen her on there. She is something. She's something else. And that's the only one we have of her. That's good. Okay, let me see. Dirty, like my wet hands. Do they have a GI upset issue? Like parasitic? Is it they're messy, dirty, or just dirty from dust bathing, or I don't know. Anything when I hear, I think anything going like that is, I immediately say, put apple cider vinegar in the water and make sure you do my video, if you haven't seen it, about the herbal things and different things you can mix in there. I even just recently put something on my community tab. I would do a run of that just in case. Anyways, they may have something going on. Okay, Woman of Spirit, I understand. Thank you for coming by. And Chaos Prepper, I understand. Thank you for being here. Yeah, okay. All right. It does. I haven't been in there a long time. We used to find little things here and there, but I can't deal with them anymore. It's nothing like I'm not going on a, I just, maybe it's the one that's here. It's just, I just can't deal with them. Um, let's see. Pickles. My daughter named her Pickles. Yeah, and it just fits her. She is quite a character. I'll tell you what. But we do love her. What do you mean the wild? Do I homestead? I mean that's part of homestead, the wild animals. If that's what you mean. I mean, this is their territory. Also, I just they don't mess with mine, then they'll be fine. Also, yeah, that's what it sounds like. That sounds like a GI issue. I would do in their water, especially through the warm months. Anyways, put some apple cider vinegar in with their water. It has to be apple cider vinegar with the mother. It has to because it has to have that beneficial bacteria stuff in there. Is do that and do some herbs and stuff. Watch my video. Depends on what they have going on. It could be parasites, which you can do diatomaceous earth and mix in their food. Cayenne pepper, different types of herbs to help with that. That's what it sounds like. I would treat them anyways. It's not going to hurt them if that's not what it is. But if they're having that, there's something going on. Yeah, work outside. That's what I do. I'm going back out when I get done here too. I don't know what you mean. Do I domesticate them? I mean, my wild turkeys and stuff. I mean, I got to keep predator animals at bay. If they stay away from my stuff, I don't mess with them either. You know, yeah, absolutely. I have a generator. We make ours. I can't use enough of it. We use it all the time. And if you're particular, I have to be careful on here because I'll get a smack. But if you are you talking about anything particular? Are you talking about for us? Are you talking about for chickens? Because we were sitting here talking about chickens. But yeah, I use it for all the above. Animals, us, topical, internal, everything you can think of. If you have particular questions, you or feel free to email me and I will answer that for you. But yeah, I think it's fantastic. I could. We have a generator that we make ours because I could not afford to buy the amount that we use. But yeah, it's fantastic. Hey, Sandy. Yep, for us. Yep, I use it all the time for all kinds of things, topical and internal. I'll if there's something particular, if you want to put it in here, that's up to you. Your privacy. You can, or you can email me, kclittleout@gmail, and I'll be glad to help answer any questions. Yeah. Okay, so now that I'm caught up, so let's talk about this is what we had going on yesterday. Yesterday we had a kind of kind of our scheduled hive inspection we were going to do. So we did that, and speaking yesterday, and what I'm going to talk about happened today. I have a bunch of like video clips and pictures and everything I got to edit, and I'm going to put a video out about that. Do I have? Oh yeah, I got bit by a cottonmouth. What was it? Huckleberry. What was it? I mean a copperhead. I don't know, like 7 months ago. Oh yeah, we have all the snakes over here. So yesterday we did a hive inspection. So I had recordings of that, and that went, okay. There wasn't an issue. They were calmer or whatever. And I did recording and clips and stuff of that, of Huckleberry in there doing that. And then last night, it must have been right at dark or right after dark. I don't remember. We went out. We went out to set things in order in case that possum came back. I'll say that. And Huckleberry went over with the flashlight and he checked. And in the front of the hive, they were pulling all the pupas out. The bees were pulling they were all over. Of course, we were like, oh my gosh, what's happened? What happened? They were fine when we just were in here earlier. What's going on? So we were kind of frantic about the bees, what's going on, all these, all these baby bees, all these, what's going on, because we saw all of them, everything looked fine in there yesterday. And so we ended up doing another hive inspection, and he can probably put things down in here for you all as well, more detailed if he wants. We had to open it back up today, even though we just did it yesterday, which they don't really like that, because we just need to kind of give an eye on things and see what was going on. And we saw that there were these small hive beetles in there. We did not see them yesterday. And I guess when that happens, if, from what I understand, Huckleberry knows because he's the expert on this, if those small hive beetles will get in there and they'll kind of put their larvae and stuff with the pupas and stuff like that. So then the bees will go in there and they'll pull them all out. So they're dead. They've pulled all these baby bees, that are in there, kind of growing and stuff. They pulled them all out. So that was out there. And yeah, like he said, there should have been thousands of bees hatching this weekend. And guess what? They pulled them out and they're not. So we were distressed. So we went in there today, and I do have some video clips and things of that. And we had to take care of all that. They were really agitated. They were really agitated today. They didn't act like they normally do. So we did locate the queen, which we hadn't yesterday. We just didn't happen to see her. And so, Huckleberry, we have a little catch thing. You'll see it in the video to catch her because we needed to mark her. They usually come marked. Ours wasn't marked. And every year has a color code. And this year, 2023, is red. So you have a special type of pen, kind of this ink type that you use. And we caught her so we could mark our queen. So you can spot her a lot quicker. And it was, we caught her to do that. And one of the worker bees, he wasn't happy about that. As soon as there's a little catcher you use to get her so you can mark them a certain way. You'll see in the video more. And he got stung on the end of his finger. One of those worker bees. They were not happy when he had done that. So he got his first sting today. Wasn't bad, but they were really agitated. They were acting different than they usually act. And we had to do little things. The video will give you more how we had to treat that. That's just part of the learning as we go. And you run into these things, and it's like anything else, what works and what doesn't work. And you have these moments where it's like, oh my gosh, like we should have had all these babies coming out this weekend, and that's not going to happen. I'm sure there's still more in there, but it's amazing when you open it up and you get in there and you see, and you look at those hives and you look at all the things they're doing and their babies and they're capping things off, and the way that it's absolutely amazing. It really is. So, we had that going on, and I will always, I'll tell you, I'll be transparent. Like, hey, guess what? Even things we did that we messed up, like, man, we messed up on this, but you live and learn. I will share that because we're new to this. And from the get-go, I said I was going to bring y'all along, and even things that we run into, I want to share because maybe you can avoid certain mistakes that we make, but then also what works for us may not work for you. It also depends on where you live, and a lot of different things, depend on, determine all that. I hate snakes too. Absolutely. I hate all of them. I mean, I try to leave if I find certain rat snakes, or if I find a king snake, I try to leave that alone because they will get rid of the venomous snakes. I've already that bite I took, 6-7 months ago. That was enough for me. I don't recommend it. It was just, but I can't, here I am, and I came through it okay. But I don't like snakes at all, at all. But it's that season. They're coming out, and you got to really watch where you're stepping and what you're grabbing off the ground, because they're just surrounded by woods as well. They're just out here. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me see what this is. I don't have any. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't put, if I have a certain thing, out of the garden, or like pumpkins are starting to rot, anything, I'll take them into the woods if I don't give them to my flock of birds or anything like that. And the wild animals can eat on that, but I don't particularly just, feed them all myself. But they're around here. I mean, I keep them out of my garden, and I try to keep them obviously away from my flock, because see what happens. So see, okay, Huckleberry can tell y'all more about it. I agree. I love my bees. That's why we were so upset. We were so upset yesterday or last night, we happened to see, because everything was okay when we were in there. We were like, oh my gosh, look at all these babies. They should be coming out. But that happens. So, but we'll learn, and they'll, but you get attached to them like anything else, and you take care of them. They take care of you. Same with your chickens or anything else. I need those bees. I need those bees for my honey. I need them because they are going to help me with my garden. Well, I mean, the bees go, we go, but overall, I think they're doing very well. I mean, they're busy working, and if I miss something, are you talking about the bees? The bees will take care of themselves in the winter. You just have to feed them more. It's very warm in there. You know what, Saffron? We were too. I was surprised by that. And you can hear it in the video. Huckleberry may have already said it down here. Sometimes that happens when you have people further down the road that don't do like they're supposed to. But if I was surprised that we even had that. Yeah, I hate snakes. Like I can take on like a bear or different things that come around. I mean, we have, bobcats and everything, but I just don't like snakes. I just don't care for them at all. Yeah. Yes, please hit that thumbs up. Okay, I'll say Saffron, he's going to answer you about your protocol for the beetles more than what I could probably do in here, but he did it in the video as well. Yeah, we have all of them. We have rattlesnakes, we have cottonmouth, we have the copperheads, obviously. We have all, I mean, I just feel like we have all of them. And it's just what it is. And they start coming out, this time of year. It's just part of it. And then they get in, in the chicken coop, they're in there eating your eggs and messing, stuff. So if I see them, they're gone usually. See, that's how we were. Oops, I hit the wrong one. That's how we were last year. And that was a big thing about going ahead and moving forward to getting these bees, and they're on the outside and kind of to the side of our garden. Because last year we were having to self-pollinate things. And you have a small window, and it's no joke, and it does not do the same. We were not seeing bees, bumblebees, butterflies last year. It was, and we know why a lot of that stuff is, and they're going to keep killing that stuff off. But we had last year, it was, there's just no pollinators around. I just, I was just trying to do all the things. And that's why we're so finicky about taking care of our bees and constantly checking them and doing what they need. And because we have to, so we help them, they help us. So a couple things. This is the news I'm sure a lot of y'all heard. I'm not going to go into details because most of us know everything that's been going on. Sure. I haven't even gone into detail because, number one, I've been busy. I've been really busy with all the stuff I've been talking about, and that is where most of my time is going. I haven't even had time to catch up or really be on YouTube watching people I follow, their videos or anything because I'm just busy. So a lot of things I haven't followed up the detail. So these are just, there's more. Another train derailment was in Maine. And then we had the other fire situation. This one was in Indiana that happened. There's, I think I put it up on my community tab about they had these trucks. They were moving all this contaminated dirt off of the area in Ohio where everything happened, and that just happened to crash and dump the stuff in East Ohio from that. How about those coincidence? And then I think, was it yesterday? There was the mass shooting in, I believe, Alabama. Or was it Dadeville? So maybe some of y'all saw more detail of it. I believe it was like a party or some sort. And I don't know if it was 5 or 6 deceased, 20 others injured or something like that. You know how it goes. It always, all of these things I mean, just mentioned, they go in these cycles. They cluster them in these cycles. You see it over and over. My thoughts on that. And we kept saying, a lot of us, we kept saying, these things are going to continue on and on and on. They know what they're doing, why they're doing it. And again, I say it all the time. I find it insulting with the nonsense excuses they give. That's just me. Because make it believable, please. But that's just me. Hey, Sandy. No, it's okay if you're late. I was almost late. Yeah, 16-year-old's birthday, constitutional. Yeah, something like that. Hey, Mr. Energy himself. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by. I don't know a lot of the details about that. I just like kind of the headline of it is what I saw. Hey, Gigi, how are you? I haven't dug deep in stuff, a lot of it because I've been busy and I'm trying to get the things done. Yeah, that's a lot of my thoughts. That was a derailment, right? The latest derailment. And then there was that fire in Indiana. I look at the areas that they're doing, my gosh, poor Ohio. Are any of y'all in Ohio? I feel like they're just trying to, one side, they're going to make sure they just move that and take that whole state. But I'm like, sometimes I see things like that. I'm like, why Ohio? Except for the farm stuff up there. A lot of farming and stuff up there is the only thing I know. And, if y'all remember, we've talked about this a while back. Several people have talked about it, is the whole thing about what is deemed contaminated land, the government can automatically seize. You don't get a choice. That's what it is. Goodbye. You're out of here. We can seize this because it's contaminated. That, in my opinion, is what they're doing. They're setting up for to make happen. That's my thought. Let's see. Yeah, this whole this spiritual warfare is just, well, we know those of faith, what's going on. This has to come to pass. I say it all the time. These things are going to come to pass. It's going to happen. It's biblical. It's written out. We were warned and told, go read the book. It'll let you know. And then I turn around and say, but I don't want to suffer along the way. That's why I do the things I do for myself, for my family, your tribe. We do these things. God tells us to prepare in different ways. So that's where I am. And speaking on a lot of those things, is my opinion, like I say about anything else, you do what's best for you, what you feel is best and everything. But leaving money in the bank and saving it like we used to always do, like generations before us used to do. And that was, put in savings. You put things away for XYZ. You were taught that. Most of us were, that's the kind of that mindset you were brought up in, is you have a savings, you keep things put up. These aren't my dates. These are things that have been coming in stuff about the CBDC, that digital dollar stuff, the currency, everything changing. Seeing around that June timeframe, they're launching those things this summer. There it is. Now, are they going to cut the cash off right then? No, they're going to have that set in place, and then they're going to get rid of that. And so my opinion is don't just leave things in the bank like we used to, and we were taught it's going to be worthless or it's going to be gone in a blink. That's just my 2 cents on that. Your preps, your physical things to make sure you are prepared and ready physically is worth more than anything you could have left in the bank. I just want people to be ready and not be like, well, I mean, look at history. Look at the Great Depression when the banks, everything's collapsed before. Teresa, you're in Ohio. So what are you seeing? Because those who are not there, and we see, not just because I don't do mainstream, but you'll hear pieces of mainstream and you'll dig. Is it any different than what they're putting out there? Stephen, too, you're in Ohio. Yeah, let me know. Put it down there. I'm interested. Josh, you crazy. You put that up there. You crazy. I'm too paranoid for all that. That's right, Chris. Yep. Absolutely. No, yeah. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you forever. I'm so glad you're in here. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Tanya, in case I didn't see you. Let's see. The weather warfare is killing the Kansas farm. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, we've had that. It's this, that super drought, the fires and everything. How was it? 2 years ago they've been doing? We saw everything with the cattle, the crops and everything before that. And then, it's the fires, it's the contamination. Other places, I'm sure it's going to be severe storms, flooding, different things that are going to wipe out. I mean, that's why we prepare and do things now. And I have that sense, not a fear, not a panic, but I have these different that we do. We have these different times of urgency. It is work time. It is not time to just talking about the things we're going to do. And that's something else I encourage. We hear so much we talk about. Please put your talk and your plans into action. Yesterday, get that going, because I just want things. Something this summer, because of the whole currency, the different things they're doing. I think things are moving. There's things are happening. They're happening. There was some things leaked. Probably can't say it on here. Somebody can probably put it in chat. Huckleberry, we were talking about it earlier about something that was leaked. Someplace that we are already doing some things, which says we're already in WW3, but when they're not going to announce that until it fits their narrative to announce that. They're going to push that anyways. I think that's part of the whole. They'll put it in, they'll set it in place, and then they'll have those things and be like, "Well, we're taking this away. It's this or else. I guess you can't. I guess you can't purchase things. You can't do things." Josh is in here. He probably has his opinion about that. What they're going to do. Yeah, exactly. You have to. That's just that's a survival mindset. Oh, absolutely. Josh ain't scared. No, Josh throws out dates and numbers all the time. He's not scared. Yeah, that's a good idea. Random. You never know. I think a lot of things are going to happen. It's going to come in waves. We talk about it all the time. There's going to be, whether it's Pot B and stuff. We talk about that. There's different us, leaving me out, and even that live I did with Mad Outdoorsman. We talked about these different shifts and the first 72 hours, and then how things are going to be in for those first 2 weeks, and that those is going to come. Oh, yeah. They're putting that. They're setting that in place. They're doing a lot of things now. I remember how I said before that knowing people who are working certain places that said things. That was even recently. The big thing was certain things to get in order and do with your bank and money in the bank by May. That was the last I was advised. Oh no. Gosh, that is really low. I know about the cardiac stuff. I have a lower because I have that cardiac thing I was, born with. I've had some things with that, but never that low. I'm so sorry. I will definitely be praying for you. Of course, you know how to email me. Get up with me. Oh yeah. I just think that I just feel like even by this summer, of course, we're going to continue to go. I just feel like even by this summer, things are not going to be how we know the world is now, or how it's always been. I think there's going to be certain things that are going to be unrecognizable, and people are going to start scrambling. And in the summertime, a lot of people, they're like, I'm still going on vacation. And I always talk about, we can't stop living. But then there's a time like, well, this isn't like it always was. I personally am not going to be caught so far away, or I'm going to start living. And everybody needs to do what they need to do for themselves and what they feel most comfortable doing. But it isn't. This isn't how things have been before. We have different concerns now, but a lot of times they'll do things when people are caught off guard, or they're busy, or they're distracted, or in the winter. Look what happened over in Europe with the heat and everything. In the summer, they're busy. They're not, they're wanting to do all those things in the vacation, and your guard's kind of down because that's how things have always been. And I please detach from these things and still enjoy life. I'm not saying that, but the timing when they undo and unroll so many things, they know their timing. That's right, Josh. Yeah, that one. Read in between the lines, right? Yeah, all that. And who knows? Who knows? We don't know what we can and can't say. Or else I don't. Yeah, like in Pennsylvania, how it all connects and it runs down. They know where things are going to run to. I just feel like that poor area has just been targeted so hard right now. Yeah, all those different things that people are on. It's just it is complete and utter control for them. Anything you do, what you can and can't do, when you can, what you do, it has complete control. And again, we knew those things were going to come to pass, and yet here we are, and we do what we can. And knowledge is power. I say it all the time, and then we keep moving forward. What we can't control, we give the rest to God. Yeah. That's just, I just hear bits. I dig. I don't watch, mainstream. Oh, I did hear. Yeah. Hey, Poppy, sneaking in here. Yes, that's exactly why we prepare for all of this. Hey, Yankee Watchdog, how are you? Good to see you. If I've missed you, I'm sorry. Cigar Prepper, did I say hi to you? People get crazy anyways, especially if they're, well, and also depending on where you live, summer starts June 1st starts it till in October is hurricane season. And when people have blackouts or different things, it gets really hot or a storm knocks things out. And when that heat gets bad, people start losing their minds in general anyways. But a lot of other things play into that. And then to unroll a lot of things they're doing by summer, you better buckle up. Please be ahead of the game on all of that, because it's going to be needed. Oh, of course. And with their heads in the sand, They will drown when the waves come in. I'm not trying to be heartless, but that's just reality. And if anyone is still with their head in the sand at this point, it is on them. And I know that sounds so hateful and ugly, but that's what it is. Yeah, that's true. I am praying for you. Please get up with me. You know I'm here for you. I've missed you. I didn't know where you were. I figured you were busy. Yeah, for this summer when you do things, I'll just say, I'm not going to say what anyone needs to do. My thing is new skills, maybe even if it's just, camping and trying out new things or doing new skills or any kind of new prepping thing or anything like that. Do those type of things this summer because you can make that fun. Well, those type of things are fun to me anyways, but you can make all that fun. Plus you're gaining skills, your family's gaining skills. Please, please, please. If you have children, have them involved with all that. Our kids are right beside us learning. This is a lifestyle that they are raised in and what they are going to know how to do. I feel like that is our responsibility to teach them that. But yeah, exactly, Colleen. Exactly. Please, that is such sound advice of what I'm talking about. Just do those things. How many times I'm talking about even going camping? Go camping for a weekend and the reset that does to us. People, if you have insomnia or you're having anxiety, you're having all these different things, go camping. Go camping for the weekend. Detach from things. Yeah, have something on you if you need it for emergency communication or something like that. But detach from things and go camping for the weekend. I promise it'll reset you. And it prepares us to use those skills and mentally and being uncomfortable. That's why I say if you go hiking or camping or doing all these things, do it in every season and every type of weather because that can be a reality that will come to pass. And you're going to need to know how that feels now when you can still go back home and take a warm or cold bath or shower and until when you can't. Hey, she's a wildflower. That's okay. I appreciate you. I know, and speaking of replays, I have people ask me all the time. It does not matter what I talk about on here. YouTube always holds my live chat until the next day. I don't know why people ask me. They'll go catch a replay, right after it ends or something, and it does not. So if you want to do a replay and you want to see live chat, it never comes up to the next day. I don't know why they hold that. Some people I see, they go up right away. Mine never do. Yeah, we were talking about, I know you were answering, Stephen, and I don't know what Stephen, I must have missed, but Huckleberry and I we talk about that all the time. That is part of that push. And I think, Josh, if you're still in it, we talked about that. Anything they're going to do to push, because they want those 15-minute cities. They want those different things in the areas. They want people. And we kept saying, even rural areas, we said, and maybe Pot B, we've talked about it. I mentioned it, we've talked about on there something before about the rural areas is we were worried about they would do, kind of set fires and burn people. They would run people away from those areas. I don't put anything past them. Oh, yeah. Please vet your people. Please vet your people. But yeah, you need to find your tribe, like-minded. And, we talk about this all the time. The war gaming stuff is, somebody knows about medical, somebody knows about gardening, somebody that knows mechanical stuff, somebody, that is security. The list goes on and on and on. Everyone has something to bring. And, but please vet your people and, be safe about things like that. Yeah. Yeah, they'll seize things all over. I just say, be ready. That's why I push for these things now. I don't want anybody to be caught off guard. And I get that thing saying, oh, you're living in fear and you're not enjoying your life. Oh, I'm not. And I do, And I understand that my idea of enjoying life or what's fun or anything like that, maybe we're all a little bit different, but please get ready in all areas. Yeah, tornadoes. I'm expecting, because that's another dash, because we know, I mean, it's depending on where you live, hurricane season's around the corner. And that's something, life, I don't know any different than. It's just part of this life. I mean, I don't know any different. Okay. Yeah, email me whenever, anytime. Yeah, where's Josh at? How many times we tell him, Josh? 3 times. Yeah, I gave up on begging and pleading and showing people. Now, if you still are, bless you and your patience. And so, but I mean, I give information. I tell people, I'm saying, now it's up to you to do what you want with it. Simplify your life. Oh, absolutely. I am so simple about things and practical. I'm a very practical person about everything. That's right. Where is Papa's farm? I'm going to tell him about himself. He's probably doing the things too. He'll catch it. Yep. Constantly practice. And I tell people, whether, practicing the things, practice all the things now. Get yourself in situations so you can mess up. Even as simple in comparison to these bees, this is something new to us. It's new territory. So we're going to mess up, and we're going to, it's just that trial and error of different things. You're going to have to do that with your skills, your survival skills, everything of that sort. Is do all those things and do them now. Oh, I did. I'm so sorry, G. Oh, I did not know. I'm definitely praying for you with a house fire. I haven't ever had to experience anything like that, but I know people have. It's absolutely devastating. I'm so sorry. Oh, you'll be like, welcome to the party. Just in case. What are you doing? Now I got another one of my cats coming up here. They all want to get on lately, it seems like. Oh, the live chat. Some of them I see right away. Mine are always held. Another thing, to talk about being held with YouTube, a lot of people will start to say, well, why did you remove my comment? Or, I'm not, unless it's really out of the way. And you better hope I find you before Miss Sharon finds you. If somebody puts something stupid on my comments or something, I'll take. But I don't remove. I don't just go remove things. YouTube is holding. They're sending so much. They're holding things that I don't even see, even in my held for review folder. And then I'll get these things that haven't been answered. All of a sudden, 20 comments will come through, all these different videos. They will release them after a while. But they're also sending a lot of things that there's nothing in there at all that could trigger anything at all. And I have to go and approve them over and over and over. It's driving me crazy. I don't know what. All of that is picking up. And I'm not the only one. They don't, do they, Cherokee? Like at all. Like I will get smacked for, I just do. Yes, we are praying. Please, everyone, please pray for Gigi. Please keep me posted. I am praying for you. That's right. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone has their own path that they were set to do, and everyone has something to bring and something to offer, some type of skill that you may not think. And it may, I tell people, say, "Oh, I'm not able-bodied. I'm this, and this." I can't. I'm like, I don't. But you could talk somebody through anything, and it's the knowledge. There's so many younger generations that don't. They don't have the knowledge to do things. Everyone has something. You're absolutely right. Oh yeah, they will drain on your utilities, but that's great. Jack of all trades, man. Well, I mean, something about everything, right? We all have stuff. Yeah, that's a big thing about there's always a concern is making sure you have some way to protect yourself with those needed type masks, not the what they. Hey, Katrinka, I'm glad you're here. Um, Tell them, Cherokee. Tell them to hit that thumbs up. Y'all are some slackers in here. Oh yeah, that was on my list. Chicago. Thank you for putting that up there. Did you? I mean, we think like, oh, okay, that's just a Tuesday in Chicago, right? But they have lost their minds. I saw several videos. Some of the videos you see like that, I'm like, that looks like something out of a movie. Like I'm just like, people live there. Like this is life. That is their normal reality. But yeah, they are tearing that place apart. But those things happen. Look what happened in, you know, Oregon and Seattle. The things that go on, they create that environment, and they just let them run like wild animals over there, and they just destroy everything. Yeah, nobody's. I think it was Pop B, probably Pop B. Mad out. I'm probably maybe both of them. They're talking about a lot of people. We do have a different security as far as more time in rural areas. I do believe that than if you're like right in the middle of a city type area in urban settings and stuff. But eventually, that's why I mean, my thing is always I would bunker in, hunker down as long as it was safe, because this is your kind of safe zone. All your preps, everything's here. But I want everybody to always have that plan that your day may come, no matter how rural you are, that you better be prepared just in case that comes to pass. And because it can, then they can take it, or they can run you out of there, or create a scenario that destroys everything and you have to leave. You're absolutely right. See, I'm probably behind 3. That's it. Strike 3. I have to go now. But I hope you remembered everything I said, right? This is biblical. Look it up. So I use that throughout. If the Bible gives that biblical about somebody's salvation, I use it on everything else too. I mean, how can you not? Yeah, Saint Hunter. There are a lot of different things about that, and that is a great point. Thank you so much for putting that up. Go look those things up if you can't, because they are expensive, and if you have numerous people in your family, you're not going to say, well, I could afford 2, but we have 5 people. There's so many different things. Look that up. Great idea. Oh, hey, Mrs. Tennessee. In case she's not been here, I didn't see you. That's good. I know. I don't know at this point. I know some people you just can't. You can't just up and leave. I understand everybody's situation, but I just could not imagine over the last couple of years still being in a city at this point. I mean, I know everybody's situation is different. I'm not trying to, be disrespectful about that or pass judgment. I just couldn't imagine it. Yes, random. Every year. Now, how long I've been doing this lifestyle, growing up in it, every year is different. I mean, every year there's something that like this worked fine last year. What happened? That frustration, and it just does. Or I mean, we could have been doing something our whole life, and somebody gives us a tip, and we're like, man, I never thought about that. That worked great. Be open, keep on talking to different people that do those things as well. I love your I love your. Oh, over here behind. Oh, my screen. Yeah. Just moved it. I've had it forever. I just moved it over there. I wasn't sure what you were talking about first. Yeah. I'll just leave that right here. All of that. Complete control, right? I don't know how people don't see it. I truly do not. And I have people that are in my life that don't see things. I don't try to speak on it differently. Just, okay, you do what's best for you. How far behind am I? How far behind am I, Miss Sharon? Most people don't have the interest in learning. A lot of people want to live in their false reality that they create for themselves. They don't. It's that head in the sand. It's that la la la. If I don't acknowledge it, if I don't watch it, if I don't listen to it, I don't talk about it. It's not real. It doesn't happen. For those people, I just don't have that. Yeah, I'm on all the list, all them, for a long time. Oh, that will be interesting. I've heard a whole bunch. I know through the LDs that were going on in areas surrounding here, the utility bills have tripled, and they were high before. In more city areas, people's utilities, just their electric. It doesn't include like a bundle thing. It's just like it is more than their rent and house payments. I will say that. In Chicago, somebody answer, probably because I'm behind. Which was the rioting, the streets? They were destroying buildings, cars, and everything. Let me make sure. Yeah. Oh, were your ears burning of us talking about you? I want to know, everyone, where are you at? Doing the things? Glad you're here. Yeah. They're going to take that whole state down. I mean, it just looks, awful. Did y'all see? I can't remember where I saw it. I should probably go find it. I was listening to something while I was doing something else, and they were talking about the fault line that's California, and it runs like, through Canada, that whole on that side, and what was going on with that. And they were, it was what they were kind of predicting, watching what may happen. And I was like, they're just going to, break that area right on off. I mean, some of the things that went on, was it a year or two ago? And they were like, it was these weird earthquakes, and people were like, no, that felt like something else that wasn't natural occurring, but could give those same ripple effects afterwards. I think things like that. I'll just leave that right there. We had B chaos, and I was still in here. We'll be back out afterwards. In the garden. Yeah. It's that time. Yeah. Oh, I say that all the time. If you are not awake or want to know what's going on, that's a choice at this point. And I'm not trying to be heartless, but it's a choice. Oh, you do? I have never grown beans inside. That's good to know. I haven't grown them in. I mean, starter things, but not like grown them and where they're producing. Make sure I don't miss anything. Anyone else got anything to throw in here before I head off? Go back outside and start dinner, and the routine. Yeah, I've seen that, and we were just talking about that this weekend. People are, and we saw it before. People are getting so agitated and over the top. I mean, I have scanners. I keep those on 2 different channels. That's something I listen to. If you have them, listen, and if you have those and you listen to them, you can tell. You'll hear the pattern of the calls of different things go on, and the nature of things that you hear called in is ridiculous. You'll have beachfront property. Well, there you go. See, you may work out. I'm hoping I'm not missing anything. I'm trying to catch up before I jump out of here. Yeah. I did a thing on that before about sprouts are fantastic benefits. Bean sprouts, broccoli sprouts. Everyone should eat broccoli sprouts. They're not the best taken things. Mix them in with salad, put them on a sandwich, something like that. They have, they're a little more bitter than some other sprouts, but I did a video on that, and I think everyone should do that. But sprouts are different types of superfoods. You can do them in a jar. I discussed about that before. Super easy, doesn't take long. And, when times get tough, and how I'm about preventive care, you won't be hungry. That's what I can say. May not be what you want, but you won't be hungry. And the health benefits that come with it are going to be extra, because we don't need, I'll just go ahead and leave this right here. You're absolutely right. You're going to want to have a lot of those things going, part of your lifestyle. I'll talk about that. Just incorporate things in. So preventive there. The last thing you want is to have some type of illness, something brewing or going on, and shift. We want to avoid those things. I agree. It's the best chat. I do. I have wonderful people in here always. Always, they are so active and so helpful and kind to each other. I so appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. Fantastic. Congratulations. That's absolutely wonderful. I'm happy for you on that. Yep. That. It goes in cycles. And, we start getting into, even where you live, it can depend. It can vary. You live in areas that goes people vacationing, spring break, summer comes up. And then some people live in areas where wintertime is all the vacationers and touristy people start coming. Depends on where you live. You'll see that. You'll see that uptick, crime, the craziness, everything else. And everybody gets their little juice before they go anywhere, because, that's helpful. And you just see it. All right, guys. Thank you as always. Please, some of y'all I talked to about emailing me, send me an email. I get back with you about things. No, they desensitize people, and that's why predictive programming, desensitizing people, making things norm. They just on and on. It goes on, decades worth of this. Yeah, absolutely. But please keep doing the things, whatever you can do. We all our circumstances are different. We all have different things going on in our life at the time. Please do not compare yourself to other people. You can do that if you're needing inspiration or help or guidance or anything like that. But don't a lot of people can do that and get discouraged. Don't do that. I don't care if you can only grow. Somebody's talking about growing beans in their house and they're producing. That's fantastic. Give it a try. That's food. Herbs, whatever you have to do, canning, different, whatever. Practicing your skills. Please, please, please continue to do the things, all the things, the different things. Your weak areas, you want to strengthen those now. Work on those, because I want everyone to be okay and to do what you can. Do it now until we have to do that. I appreciate all of you being here. As always, y'all are the best. Can chickens yes, absolutely. Yes. And it's fantastic for them. Everybody. It's fantastic. Kids, adults, everything. I did if you've seen mine on, especially like broccoli sprouts, but I talk about different ones in there. Go watch that video if you haven't seen it. It'll give you more insight. And of course, if you have questions, you're welcome to email me. Thank you, all of you. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all. I'm not going to miss anybody. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon's the best. I have nothing but love for Miss Sharon, truly. Nothing but love and respect for her. But anyways, I will see you guys. I will see you guys next time. And I thank you again. Keep doing the things. God bless all of you.